Okay. Let's do this. This is going to be really difficult. It's going to be really hard to describe everything, especially when I'm not getting feedback. But I'm just going to go for it. It's a video. You can rewind, watch things over and over again if you need to. This is track 3 on the album, Revelations of Macabre. This is the title track. It's going to kick off with a quick 1-2 from the drums. 1-2, followed by a triplet on the guitar on frets 3 to 2. Just like that. It goes 3-2, pause, 3-2. Just like that. And then with open chords, it's open 3, 2, 6. Followed by the triplet 3 to 2. And then muted chords, which are motherfucker. That just launched off, man. It wasn't even sliding. It just fucking launched right off. God damn it. So quick recap. 1-2, 3-2, pause, 3-2, open, 3, 2, 6. So that next part, triplet going from 3 to 2 again, and then it's muted chords, 2, 3, 6, 3, 2, 3. So and then it ends with an open chord on 6 that's held, and then a chord on 5 that's stopped. And then muted chords, 3, 2, open, 2, triplet on 6 that's stopped. Like that. So the entire thing. And that's the intro. It's a little weird. It's hard to describe. Just rewind, watch things over and over again. So, moving on. Next riff. This one's a little weird. It's fast. It kicks off on the 2nd string. On the 5th fret, it's a hammer on and off, 5 to 6. And then it drops the string down onto 8. It then comes back up. So hammer 5 to 6, back to 5, then it drops down the string to 8, back up to 5 on the 2nd string, back down to 8 again. On the low string again, it drops down to 5, comes back up to 8. And that's that whole thing. That's immediately followed by muted chords, which go 8, 7, 5, 8. Just like that. Now we drop a fret down, and it is also a hammer on and off, going from 4 to 7. And it drops down just the same way it did last time. It drops down to 7. So just like that. And the little ender is a hammer on from the bottom string, going from fret 1 to fret 4. And it climbs up a string and does the same thing. And then we jump up 2 steps and do it again. So the whole thing slowed down. Just like that. And that's 4 measures long. Next riff, everything is trem picked. Starting on 5 on the 2nd string again. Then back down 8, it's that same formation on the 1st string. So 5 to 8, back up to the second string. It goes 8, 7, 5, 8. And then down to 4. Just like that. And the little ender goes, it drops down to that first string. It goes 8, 7, 5. 8, 7, 5 again for that little ender on the first string. And then starts off the same way and slides up to 12. And to remind you, this is all trem pick. 12, 8, 10, 7. Just like that. So those two riffs together, you can see my hand back here, so I'm doing it again right here. So then it just repeats that sequence one more time through. So that first riff, 4 measures again, followed by that trem pick riff, 2 measures again. So once that's been played through twice each, then we go on to the next riff, which is hammers, kind of putrid pile-y, going from 5 to 8. Just like that. And that's just a half step drop. And then it ends with muted chords, 4, 3, 1, 4. Just kind of that same formation we're using. In those bottom notes, that's just trem picked open chord. So. And then guitars 1 and 2 harmonize this next part. It's just that octave chord. And it's trem picked going from 8 to 7. So 8 and 10. So one guitar is playing that low note, then the other guitar is playing the high note. So and then the only difference is that's ending 1. You play through the whole thing again, and ending 2 is just an extended octave chord. So it is 8 to 7, and then 13 to 12. So that entire riff looks like this. And that's repeated twice. Ugh. So 2 measures of that. Then we move on, we climb up to the 12th fret here, and this is more of an alt-picked riff. So the note sequence is, it starts off with the same roots, the same foundation every time, and you just jump up to different notes and you climb back down. So the basic starter is low string, 12, 14, 15, and then you jump up to 3rd string, 12. So after 12, you climb back down to the 1st string and you go 15, 12. Just like that. So once again, you keep those same bottom notes, and you just hit 2nd string 12 on the 2nd time up. 13, second string. 11, 2nd string. just like that. Okay, so where it switches things up, it's just where I stopped there. You played all the way through the sequence going high notes 12, third string, 12, second string, 13, second string, 11, second string. So that's one time through it, just like that. So every other one, you're going to have that ending. So this first ending, and the ending pops in, if you can follow me here. Once you start playing it again, once you played it all the way through, so you finished on that last high note of 11 on the second string, and you begin on the bottom strings again, you go up to 13 again, back down, back up to 12 again, and instead of finishing the sequence by going 13 to 11, you throw in that first ending. If you can follow me, that's a lot of shit here. So, like this. And then ending 1. So open chords 11 to 8. And then the sequence is really easy after that. It's a really quick alt pick riff. It is 11, 10, 8. And then drop a string and do the same thing. Like that. So that first half. Just like that. So that's ending number 2. It comes in the same at the same point as ending number 1, and what it is just trem pick notes, 15, 13, 12, followed by a pinch harmonic on 12, and this is all on the second string. So the whole sequence with endings 1 and 2. Just like that. If you can follow that, I mean, there's probably going to be a lot of rewinding. That sounds like bullshit coming out of my mouth, and I already know how it goes. So, next riff, it's that same kind of pattern, that same finger pattern. It starts on the high note, third string, 12th fret. Just like that. So you're skipping that second string entirely. It's just bouncing from that high note of 13 down to that same sequence of 15, 14, 12, and back up with those low notes. Just like that. And you come up 3 times with that starting note. So you go down and up, down, up. And then it is a trem pick going from 12 to 15. And then you continue the riff half a step down. Followed by a trem pick going 8 to 7. All third string. This is all third string, first string. Second ending is just a simple climb up. Starting on third string, it's frets 12, 14, 15, and you go up to fourth string, and it's the same thing, 12, 14, 15. Just like that. So the whole thing, that first half. Just like that. Then it's a mirror image of the first one. The only difference is on that second measure that it's played through, one guitar harmonizes on 15. Okay, cool. Making some progress. This is fucking hard. So immediately after that, both guitars jump into a harmonized trem pick riff. My part is the low part, and it is played on the 12th fret, 3rd string, and it goes from 12 to 11 to 2nd string 13, back up to 11, down to 12. Just like that. And then it is the super hammers. 12 to 11. And then it's quick super hammers. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm hitting that third string and that first string. So it goes 8, 7, 8, 7, if that makes sense. And just with palm mute control, you can really make those notes, you know, pop. And cut out that bullshit noise that's coming in behind it. So second ending, instead of that bullshit, it's 15 to 18, hammer on, and you jump up and do the octave, both hammer-ons. Then you jump up a step and a half, and it's the same thing. Cool. Pretty straightforward. I'm making a video, just so you know. Then we go into just a complete super hammer riff. The tempo steps up significantly, and it's so 12, 12, 15, 11. Just like that. And it's the same thing going 8, 8, 11, 7. So and then it ends with a 3, 2, 2, 3, like a little triplet. So and then the measure is played through one more time with a harmonized guitar going on 15. Same exact setup, just obviously a step and a half higher, but they both jump down to that same ending slot, which is on 3, 2, 2 to 3 again. So the whole thing played through with me jumping into the harmony for the second measure is going to look like this. Cool. Pretty straightforward. Not really, but it is. Okay. Next riff is all trem picked. Open 3, 2, 3, 6, 3, 2. Just like that. So open 3, 2, 3, 6, 3, 2. My wife's looking at me, it's throwing me off. So basically, if I was just to play it chords so you can understand what the progression is. Very similar to those root notes that we started the song with. And then it starts off again, but instead of climbing up and climbing back down, that first ending is a triplet, just like the beginning, from 3 to 2. But after the triplet is played, there's muted chords going from 1 to 2. Just like that. So And then super hammers, it basically cuts the tempo in half, and it goes from 10 to 9, just like that. It kind of it ends on that high note. It starts on that high note and ends on that high note. It's kind of a weird time. So the whole thing will sound like this. Second ending is the same hammers, but it goes 10 to 9 to 6, back to 9. And that whole thing is repeated twice. Okay, now it goes to kind of like a weird, old school, groovy Black and Death riff. So all it is just this chord picked like that, but every time it's accented, you know, it's opened up, you add a harmony on there, or I don't know, a thing. I'm not a music guy, a thing. You add your pinky on the 3rd string, 10th fret. So it goes, the progression is just that. It goes 7, 6, 3, 2. And then muted chords 3, 2, 3, 6. And it's just that times 4. So after that 4th time, really simple. All you do is you open it up and make it openly strummed chords. And you add the 4th string, and it's going to be half a step down from that 3rd string add-on. So the chord is this thing, if that makes sense to you. It's going to be bar chord 7 with 3rd string 10 and 4th string 9. And then the little ender is a trem-picked riff. And that is 5, 3, 2, 3. So 3rd string to 2nd string. Okay. So this next one's a little weird. This is the last difficult riff in the song, but it's that same formation we've been using the entire fucking time. So it's that climb up, starting at the bottom string, going from 7 to 9 to 10, up to that 3rd string mark that we always hit, that octave from the root note. So that is going to be 7, 3rd string. Okay, so it's going to be that climb up to that high note, and then it climbs back down, but ends on 9. So, and then it's a twice picked muted, 2 muted notes on the bottom string, 7th fret. Sorry, 3. 2? I've never had to explain this before. Yeah, 3. Like that. So that climb up again, 7, 9, 10, 7, third string, back down to 10, 9, and then 3 muted notes on 7. And the end, this is where it's a little weird, is on the third string, and it's 3 alt picked notes going 10, 8, 7. So and it's the same thing, a fret down. And the ending, it starts on that same note that we're already ending on, which is third string, 6th fret, and it's all trem picked. It's third string, 6th fret, second string, 8th fret, back up to third string, 6th fret, ends on third string, 9th fret, and then it repeats. And that's, you play that for a total of 2 measures. The ending is just open chords. So 7, 6, 3, 7, 6, 3, 10, 6. So it's just that. It's played twice through. Just those notes. Once again, 7, 6, 3, 7, 6, 3, 10, 6, and then you add that high note, which is 4th string, 1 step up. So twice through, the second measure has that addition on it, makes it that full chord, and you just let that last note ring, which is 6. Boom. End of song. So I'm sure that was really confusing, but everything was explained, so just slow it down, watch things a million times until it makes sense, and yeah, have fun.